Hello, my name is Mallory Irvin, and this is my mock interview for Cypress Glen. Um, the first question is tell me a bit about yourself. Begin with your name and where you're from. Lastly, describe 3 top interests. So, like I said, my name is Mallory Irvin. I am from Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is a small town about an hour and 15 minutes on a good day away from Greenville. I am currently a junior here at East Carolina, and I'm majoring in recreational therapy. During this time, I've remained connected and invested in multiple campus organizations, such as the Recreational Therapy Student Society, Autism Society, and I'm also a Centennial Fellow within the Honors College. 3 of my top interests within recreational therapy would be adapted fishing, seated volleyball, and the creative interventions like art and crafts and music. I really admire how recreational therapy is just the individual based, in which it focuses on the individual's strengths and a more positive outlook versus the problem, and how somebody could fix that. The next question is what interests you about recreational therapy within the agency. Please identify the facility in your response. You will need to research agency you selected, review the agency website. So what interested me about Cypress Glen the most was just their heart within the business to serve their residents, to seek their individual needs and adapt and create something specifically for them. I was fortunate enough to volunteer with them and network early on in my college career, to be invested within their programs and their planning, just everything that goes into Cypress Glen and how they run. And I fell in love with it. I could see the heart in their staff members and their faculty, which I just fell in love with and really respected. You could see their heart for their residents and what they wanted to provide for them, and I just admired that. I thought that was very personable, and I truly believe that recreational therapy is that person-oriented career. This really was an influential and turning point within my pursuit in recreational therapy and continuing my education for that, and Cypress Glen was just super duper influential in that, and I just can't thank them enough, truly. The next question. Describe your worst boss or coworker experience in the past and why. This this is a great question. I can remember back to my first job ever, which was a hair salon / boutique, and I was the receptionist there. I heard hair and I heard boutique, and I said, sign me up. I had very little experience within a receptionist position, but I had great organization and time management skills. I believed I could use those skills to help answer phones and questions and scheduling, and I ultimately did do that, but in the initial phase of that position, I wished I would have been prepared a bit more from the boss position. My boss was extremely busy with just running the business, but also just preoccupied, and I believe from a boss perspective or standpoint, she could have prepared me better within the initial orientation days, but ultimately that provided a great opportunity for me to be independent and to use my resources to do my own research on how I can better myself in the position that I was in, how to answer calls better and be more professional, and be a better advocate for myself when I did have questions. That really taught me how to communicate well and ask for help and be okay with that, but also to learn quickly and adjust to that experience and circumstance. I truly did love that position. I learned a great amount of just the business and the responsibility aspect, but also from a personal standpoint of how I can better use my skills and grow within a short time frame, or just something that I'm not comfortable with, like I was there. Tell me about an experience with past practicums, volunteer work, and invest in yourself assignments or big projects. What were your responsibilities, and what did you learn from this assignment? So one of my favorite experiences actually was with Cypress Glen, volunteering there. It was one of my first times going, but I got to shadow but also participate with the CTRS that I was paired with in a game of balloon tennis, which I had never heard of before, but it was super fun and very competitive. Not exactly what I was anticipating an intervention like that to go, but pretty much you just kind of kept the balloon up with these paddles, and we had about 6 or 7 residents join in on the game, and oh my goodness, let me tell you, there was some competition. These individuals got into it, they were invested, and they were having so much fun, and that really just showed me the heart of Cypress Glen, getting to know their residents, knowing who would want to be involved in an intervention like this, a physical intervention like this, and how they can plan and plan these things accordingly to fit their needs. It was a great experience, but also just really opened my eyes to the actual daily tasks of working as a recreational therapist within a facility like that. It was so much fun, and I can tell how fun it was for the residents, and how impactful and fulfilling it was for them to just be able to play a game and get moving, but also to be with other people and to kind of just have fun with the day. Another experience that I have been able to be a part of is my research within the Honors College. I'm actually doing a project with a recent professor of mine within the recreational therapy department. We are looking at the benefits of virtual reality within the aging population, and looking at their cognitive function, cognitive benefits, and functioning or engagement from using the virtual reality, but also comparing the mental health aspect to that. And that's been extremely beneficial, because it's nothing like I've never done something like this before, and it's opened my eyes to a greater possibility of doing research within my professional career later on. But I get to help facilitate and assist my mentor within his research, but on these research sessions within with the individuals, completing games with virtual reality, but also assessing the benefits of that and how that can be really impactful in their mental health and their well-being. It reduces stress and promotes physical activity, but it's just a very new modality almost to me, but also to them, and just seeing their experience with it has been incredible. It's also very interesting to get to be a part of the data and research element that my mentor is leading me on, of just completing pre and post assessments. That's been incredibly interesting and helpful, because I remember learning it back in classes, but also but now I'm helping my mentor carry them out, and it's just super great and exciting, because I'll be able to do these tests and assessments like the MOCA, the mental rotation test, and the memory cognition recall test or confidence test. All of these tests that I will be able to carry out in my professional career in the future, hopefully. So it's super cool experience, and I'm excited to keep going and continuing it. Thank you so much for having this interview with me. I really appreciate your time and just being able to talk to you a little bit about myself, but also this agency. I am so excited to hopefully in the future connect and network more and and hopefully work together in a potential internship at Cypress Glen. Thank you.